Hey there, I'm Incomp. As part of C-Bullet's Weeaboo Weekend, I will be reviewing Hamakaze, the skin, based on Hamakaze, the character. It was made by Rainaid. In order to fully grasp the skin, I think it would be appropriate for me to know what content collection, where Hamakaze is from, actually is. So I printed a copy of the Wikipedia page. Okay, right, so... Content Collection. It's a free-to-play web browser game developed by Kadokawa Games. It was launched on April 23rd, 2013. As of April 2015, the game is available in Japan only and has 3 million registered players. Let's see. So each of the characters are actually boats and shit. They're depicted as cute meows, but yeah, they are all boats from World War II. Well, Japan's Navy in World War II. Hamakaze in specific is a destroyer of the worlds, apparently. Yeah, she's just a destroyer, so that's cool. The gears seem to be related to Content Collection, but these things are everywhere throughout the skin. That, combined with the low-effort graphics, which you'll see as the video goes on, really gives a slothful impression. It's like cutting down the song to 40 seconds and mapping it. The menu sounds are annoying at best. The song buttons have a really smashed together feeling to them. The white background makes the text of the selected song blend in a bit, so that was a poor design choice. We see gears for the star icons and for the background of the button, and they're not doing anyone any favors. I'm not sure why this skinner put Hamakaze's face on there either, it's kind of creepy. These grades blended with the currently selected song as well. Most of them are white, but the D's are red and the S's have a weird salmon color. Why salmon? Did the skinner take that color from the blush on Hamakaze's face? The grades also have some noticeable fringes around them, very rough around the edges. The bottom section is an empty void. Well, almost. I just can't forget about the anime titties. Those are actually the buttons. No, not those. Her face is the mods button, her chesticles serve as the random button, and the rest of her torso is the options button. Highlight over them and the salmon color returns. The problem with these buttons is the fact that they don't even look like buttons. If I had a life, I wouldn't know what these buttons did. I probably wouldn't even know that they were there. The mode button looks acceptable, and then you select any game mode that is not standard and it loses that acceptability instantly. It's obvious that the bulk of the skinner's time, effort, patience, and tissues went towards these mod icons. Each one has its own character, its own name, its own friends and enemies, memories, dreams, personalities, tendencies, fears, pet peeves, fetishes, you name it. They all have a story to share, and I lied, they're also fucking stupid. Alright, let's get this part over with. The ranking title has been skinned out for seemingly no reason. The buttons on the screen, like the replay button, blend in with most matte backgrounds. On top of that, they're just really lazy. Nice job spacing them out so that they are centered under the grade, though. The panel itself is also lazy. It's all solid colors with Hamakaze in the background. The font choice for the skin is really unfitting. The skin presents Hamakaze being all innocent and kawaii desu and whatnot, but the font is relatively edgy. Even Comic Sans would fit better, and that's saying a damn lot. The panel comes with a fringe along its sides. The percent symbol is a bit too low. There are no hit bursts for the 300s. The period takes up way too much space. It's like a distant planet. Once again, nice graphic.
Nice pass. XD.
The gameplay is actually better than most. The salmon color starts to make more sense, though I still can't agree with making the S grade letters that color. Here, however, it works well. Hamakaze is put wherever reasonably feasible. She serves as the skip button, even though, like most of the skin, she looks very jagged. But needless to say, she also appears in the section pass and fail icons along with the pause and fail screens. The hit circles look somewhat nice and are readable, but there's a definite blurriness along the inner side of the overlay. It's a similar story for the sliders, but the slider ticks have been skinned out, and I think skinning those things out is never a good idea because they help you gauge how fast the slider is, or, in the case of Notch Hell, tell you where to aim. The pause and fail screens are so stupidly lazy, nothing but solids, a gear, and a fringed Hamakaze. Come on now, at least put some effort into these things and not make the game look like a damn DOS system. Not to mention that the gear, once again, is very rough around the edges. It's like the skinner just upscaled SD elements. The hit sounds are very unrefined. The normal slider tick sound, for example, is just a split second of white noise. The skin contains multiple unused audio files as well. The sound can be easily lost in the music. The key input area needs some fixing. The numbers aren't centered on the buttons. I would bash the unnecessary keyboard and mouse headers, but at least it's not the giant Hamakaze. Spinners are fine. As with all of her other appearances in the skin, Hamakaze has a fringe. The song selection screen would have a much higher score if the skinner put some effort into making the elements look good. It comes off as a homework assignment that was done at the last moment, skipping out on skinning elements that don't necessarily need to be skinned, and putting in a minimal effort. The screen gets a 2 out of 5. The ranking panel is just the bare minimum. It only skins elements to the extent where they're not stroke-inducing while being visibly different from the default skin, or at least that's the impression I get. 2 out of 5.
The gameplay, at its core, is a little above average. The circles are easily readable and the cursor never gets lost due to its color, which I'll describe as salmon. Intense salmon.
All elements are functional, but few are actually nice to look at. Ranging from fringes to laziness, the aesthetics are below average. But they don't stop me from being able to play with the skin. They just stop me from wanting to play with the skin. The gameplay gets a 3.5 out of 5. With all things considered, the skin deserves a 2.5 out of 5. Since the gameplay is the strongest point of the skin, I'll also mark it with clean.